Hello, welcome to a short presentation on the research that we at Hargreaves Mcintyre undertook with the British Council on Arts Audiences in China. We were commissioned in 2014 to gather insight into cultural audiences in 8 of China's largest cities to understand not just the recent behaviour of arts audiences, but to dig deeper into their personal attitudes, values and needs. A little bit about us first. Hargreaves Mcintyre, or MHM for short, is a strategic arts management consultancy which works with arts organisations and other not-for-profit agencies using consumer insight to transform their relationships with their audiences. We have a long-standing relationship with the British Council and have worked with them to unlock the needs and motivations of arts audiences across the world. A selection of the countries that we've worked together shown here. We found that in China, 60% of the adult urban population are in the market for culture, by which we mean that they've taken part in a cultural activity in the past 3 years. The definition of this was quite broad. They could have visited a museum in China or elsewhere in the world, attended a play or concert, or watched a film, either at home or at the cinema. All of the information we captured has been viewed through the lens of MHM's universal segmentation system of arts audiences called culture segments. This segmentation system gives arts organisations across the world a shared language to understand audiences and therefore target them with greater accuracy, engage them more deeply and build lasting relationships. It's sector specific for the arts, which gives it real power. Just a little bit about culture segments for context. It's a values-based attitudinal segmentation system and it goes beyond demographics or past behaviour, as these factors are quick to change and evolving constantly. Rather, we segment based on people's core values. These factors are slow to change and a more reliable foundation for understanding what makes people tick. Here I've got the 8 culture segments, and I'm sorry we won't have time to go through them in detail right now, but I've provided a link so you can find out more on our website. I'm going to go on to talk about 3 key segments specifically in the context of the Chinese culture market. So the largest segment in urban China is the expression segment, comprising 27% of the market. They are creative people who enjoy being part of a community, sharing and making connections with others through culture. This is a strong and enthusiastic core market who recognise the benefit of culture, and indeed international culture, in widening their horizons. In China, this segment is very active, and yet there's still potential for growth as they're open to new art forms and really willing to give things a try. Release is the second largest culture segment in China, and it's relatively large compared to other countries that we've profiled. These people used to enjoy an active relationship with the arts, but now attend less than they would like because of other demands on their time. They make up 19% of the Chinese cultural market and are relatively inactive. Their current spend on the arts is low, and they're not really interested in travelling to access culture. This segment is going to be much harder to mobilise. With limited time on their hands, they will veer towards safe bets, such as popular music festivals and the cinema. I'm going to leave the other slides here and whiz past them, just in case you want to pause and look at the content for yourselves. But I'm going to go on now to talk about essence. This is a discerning and sophisticated segment. They are confident in their own tastes, paying little attention to what others think, and they value high-quality arts and culture. Although the segment is only 6% of the urban population of China, they represent an opportunity for the British Council and partners to mobilise a somewhat latent market, both physically and online. Essence demands sophisticated, high-quality products which the British Council is poised to provide. Finally, I'm going to give you a taster of the kind of content that can be downloaded in our China Audience Atlas report, which is available on the China Now portal. These charts and figures show the market for dance within China. So you can see in the teal-green colour on the pie chart that there's a large potential market there, with just under a third of the market being either lapsed attenders at dance performances or fresh potential, so those who have never been but would be interested to try it. Meanwhile, the table below that shows the levels of saturation in the market by culture segment. We have further analysis as well to show what kind of dance performances are most popular. So here, classical forms such as ballet have lower attendance rates and have a slightly higher potential market, though the potential for contemporary dance is good as well. And the final slide shows the relative sizes of the current and potential markets for dance in China by segment. Expression, in yellow, is far and away the largest segment, followed by release in blue. But organisations need to consider the segment's needs and values to gauge their true potential. So while release is a big market, they're really too busy to prioritise culture in their lives, and so a smaller, more dedicated segment, such as Essence in purple or Affirmation in dark red, are worth considering in your strategic planning. So all that's left for me to do is to thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it interesting. If you'd like to learn more about our culture segments, please do click out the link for our website or get in touch with me by email. And for a bit of fun, do follow the link below to our segmentation tool to find out which culture segment you're in.